Mama, find somebody. Where is Dave? Dave with Skylar. You got a partner? Okay. Actually, can you come here? Keyshawn, are you and your partner? You got a partner? 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 Okay. Okay. Shh. Janelle, you got to find another partner. Yeah. You can't be with your homeboy. Boom. There we go. Okay. I'm going to use these two as a quick demonstration. So we at laughter. I need you to grip up. Okay. You are one. You are two. So identify who's one and who's two in your group. Okay. It's going to go quick. You're going to start. I'm going to start with my ones. Y'all don't go yet. We just I want y'all to see the demonstration. Okay. Keshana, we at laughter. Give me a one. Give me a two. Give me a three. Bring it down just a little bit, Keshana. Give me a three. Take me back to a one. Take me to a five. Take me to a six. Take me to an eight. Take me to a nine. Take me to a 10. Take me to sadness at a 5. Take me to sadness at a 7. Mix sadness and laughter together. Mix in anger at a 5. So anger, sadness, and laughter at a 5. Find a place to laugh. There we go. Now go straight to anger. Bring me at a 1. No sound, just in your eyes. I want you to switch to laughter, just in your eyes. You're at a 1. That smile is at like a 5. You're at a 1. Now bring me to sadness. Still looking at her, locked in. Bring me to a 2. Bring me to a 3. Bring me to a 4. Bring me to a 5. Hold it back, pull it back. That 5 is more like a 7. Bring me to 8.5. Locked in on her eyes. Find your space, please. Don't interrupt the work. Don't think, Keshana. Lock eyes with her. Your line is, why did you leave me?
Why did you leave me?
Bring me to a 1.
Why did you leave me?
Okay, let's begin. Find your partner. Find a partner, find a partner, find a partner, find your partner. Remember, no ego for you to work. It's not just about acting. There are blocks in your life that you have to break if you want to be great. If you don't break these blocks, you will never be great. All eye contact. Look the person in the eyes. Inside of the eyes is the way to the soul. We're going to go to sadness. We're going to start with a 1. And we're going to go with the 2s. The 2s are going to start first. Doesn't mean the 1s don't stay connected. You should go somewhere too. Begin. Breathe. Breathe. 2. 3. 4. 'Keep working. You're going somewhere. Keep working. 5. 6. I share some sounds at this point. Use your breath. 'Stop. You guys are too quiet. You got to use all of your body. We're at a 6. We're going to start again at a 1. Go somewhere. Go somewhere. Go somewhere. Make that person feel something. The color is blue. Still sadness, but the color is blue. It's not about, you don't have a partner? Okay, let's go. One, 2, 3, 4. Go there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, stop. Some of you are struggling. This is good though. Let's go back to laughter, and then we're going to end up to sadness. And it's good. Okay, here we go. Laughter at a 1. Laughter at a 2. Same partner. We're going to switch in a minute. Because laughter helps you get in there easier. You're at a 1. You're 1, you're 2. Laughter at a 1, he's going. Laughter at a 1. Laughter at a 5. Laughter at a 6. Laughter at a 7. Laughter at an 8. Laughter at a 9. Now I want you to switch, same partner. I want you to switch to rage at a 1. Rage at a 1. Rage at a 1. The color is red. Rage at a 1. These are still the 1s. We ain't switched to the 2s yet. We about to switch. Whoever is 1 and 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Whoever is your 2 in your group. If you're the 1, then you're 2. You're 1, so then you're going. Yeah, she's going. We haven't switched yet. We're still on the 1s. Oh, we're still on the 2s. We're still on the 2s. Still on the 2s. Still on the 2s. Still on the 2s. I was saying if y'all was listening, still on the 2s. Still on the 2s. We're going to switch to the 1 next. Still on the 2s. That's why y'all was looking at me like that. Okay. 2s. Still on the 2s. We're at rage at a 1. I want your hands gripped up. Two. Lauren, come, quick. 3. 4. You can replace Peyton. 5. 6. 7. No, I don't want any talking. I don't want any talking. I don't want any pushing. 9. Go to a 9. Go to a 10. Stop, switch, stop and switch. Stop and switch to the 1s. Stop and switch to the 1s. Judy. Judy, can you join this group here? Who just went over here? You? Okay, so y'all 2 will go at the same time. Okay, so you got 2 to work with. We're on our 1s, correct? Okay, we're on our 1s. We're going to start with rage. Okay, great. Issa, come, quick. Pair up with Judy. You will be 1, Judy will be 2. And we're on our 1s. Okay, the color is red, which is representing rage. We starting at a 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Nice. 6. 6. We're at a 6. 7. 8. 9. 'I want you to let go of the hands. 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 Give me a 10. Bring it to a 1. Bring it to a 1. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there, mama. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Let's go into blue. I want you at a 3. Take that same energy. Stay there. Stay there. Four. 5. 6. 7. 8. Stop. Keep going. You two keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Bring it up to a 9. Everybody else stop. Keep going. Bring it to a 10. Bring it to a 5. Laugh at a 5. Laugh at a 1. Rage at a 1. Your line is, I don't love you.
I don't love you. I don't love you.
Your line is, love me.
Love me. Love me.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Your line is, and I wanted it at 3, Judy, who are you?
Who are you?
I want that with rage.
Who are you?
Bring it to a 5.
Who are you?
Bring it to a 7.
Who are you?
Bring that with laughter. Mix laughter in there.
Who are you? Who are you?
I want rage at a 10, and your line is, I don't know.
I don't know!
Bring it to a 7.
I don't know!
Mix in sadness there.
I don't know!
Bring it to a 1. Make her feel that.
I don't know.
Eyes on him. Your line is, what do you want from me? And I want it at a 2. And I want it with the color blue.
What do you want from me?
I don't want you to think. It's at a 2. All this, relax it.
What do you want from me?
Bring it to a 5.
What do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want from me?
Wait. Make him feel you. He doesn't believe you right now. Wait, it's right there. It's budding. You rushing it. Don't rush it.
What do you want from me?
Your line is, I don't know. And it's rage, and it's at a 5. No, it's actually at a -5. You don't want her to know how angry you are. Your line is, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Give me some space in between there, meaning don't go back to back.
I don't know.
Your line is, I love you. It's at a 4. And it's pain. It's not rage, but it's pain.
I love you. I love you.
Find another place to go.
I love you.
Find a way to break her with those words.
I love you.
I don't want you to think about it.
I love you.
Very good. Here, right here. We're going to make it to everybody. Stay locked in, stay locked in, stay locked in, stay locked in. Stay locked in, stay locked in, stay locked in. Stay locked in, stay locked in. Stay locked in. Stay locked in. Eye contact. If a person is not looking at you, they're hiding something. Your line is leave. I want it at a 6. And the color is red, blue, and yellow.
Leave. 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 Leave.
Now find somewhere to go. I don't care where you go. Find somewhere to go.
Leave.
Your line is why.
Why?
Bring me to a 5. And your line is not why, it's no.
No.
I want to mix rage in there. Bring that rage. You're going to go from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10.
No. 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 No.
Stay there. Stay there. I want you to literally scare her. Find a way.
No.
Your line is, I love you.
I love you.
Very good. Very good. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Peyton, how much time is it? What time is it? Huh? 7:57? Okay, good. Great. Great. Nope, I don't want y'all hugging. Y'all working. Okay. Let's go here. Keep working. Even though that you're listening to somebody else work, you shouldn't stop your work. Don't stop your work. Your line is leave. I want sadness. And I want it at a 1. Wait. I want it at a 1.
Leave.
Now I want it at a -10. Find somewhere to go. Dig your roots in the ground. Don't open your mouth until you feel it.
Leave. Leave.
Now go straight into rage.
Leave. Leave.
Give me a 10.
Leave.
Give me a 10.
Leave.
Find a way to use your sound.
Leave. Leave. Leave.
Bring me to a 5.
Leave. Leave.
Now I want to feel the hurt. You don't really want them to leave. I need to feel that.
Leave. Leave.
Your line is no. I want it at a 1.
No.
Mix sadness in there at a 1. Bring me to a 3.
No.
Bring me to a 5.
No.
Bring me to a 5.
No.
Make her feel that no.
No.
Very good. Let's go here. Woo! Are you okay with any line that I throw at you? Okay. Your line is, I want it at a 2. And your line is, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Give me a 5.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
You see this? Look. You meant to do this work. Your line is, I love you, at a 1.
I love you.
Bring it to a 5.
I love you.
Each time that he says, I love you, you say, fuck you.
I love you. I love you.
Fuck you.
I love you.
Fuck you.
I love you.
Fuck you.
I love you.
Fuck you.
I love you.
Fuck you.
I love you.
Good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. I kind of want to move on. Let's line up on the wall. You ain't get out. You the first to line up on the wall. I just need 10. I need 10. I need. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Now, I think we all can do it. We all can do it. Find a space on the wall. Find a space on the wall. Find a space on the wall. Don't move the chair. Leave the chair there. Find a space. Get close. Get in there. Get in there. Find a space. 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 Okay. So, if you just now come into this workshop, we've been building. So, emotional work. Now you all are in a firing squad. I'm going to try to go through this quick so we can get to other exercise that I want to do. You're in a firing squad, meaning that at the end of count number 10, you will be executed. Okay? Hands behind your back. I know you wondering, like, how is this recharging me? It'll work, trust me. It's a lot of trauma. That's why you got to break through it. Okay. So I can watch. I'm actually going to use you, Todd. Then I'll put you back in. We'll start in the middle. And you'll start with Issa. And then you'll work your way this way. Issa's there, yep. Everybody should be in your own space. You're not watching until the gun comes to you. She okay? Okay. Get a little closer, Todd, please. Issa, you're at a 1. You don't care about that gun. That gun don't mean nothing to you. Laugh at that gun. Laugh at a 5. Laugh at a 7. Laugh at an 8. Laugh at a 12. Bring it to a 5, sadness. Very good. Go down the line. Very good. Pain is the emotion. You're at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6. Rage at a 6. Rage at a 7. Find a way to put that gun on her stomach. It's not just you, it's also your baby. Move down the line. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't talk. 8. Instead of talking, use your sound. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Move. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mix sadness in there at 9. 10. Bring it to a 1. Look him dead in the eye. Switch. Very good. Two, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 2, 1, 10. Switch. One. Nice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no. Oh my God, that cracked me. That cracked me. That cracked me. That cracked me. Hey, it was honest. It was honest. It was honest. It was honest. Stay in it. Stay in it. Stay in it. Don't think, mama. Don't think. I don't want you to think. Let's go to a 1. I want rage. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're moving quick. Now we're going to move a lot quicker, so you should already be in a space. Switch. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your emotion is rage. 1, 2, sadness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. Okay, I want you to use your sound. Just use your sound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I don't want you to talk. Just use your sound. Use your sound. Find a way to use your sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. Laugh at him. Laugh him at a 4. Keep laughing. Keep laughing. 5. Laugh at a 10. Laugh at a 10. Laugh at a 10. Keep laughing.
Hey.
Good. We coming down the line. Good. We're going to speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I like her. Oh, yeah. Point that gun right at her stomach. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Give me rage at a 5. Give me rage at a 7. Give me rage at a 9. Give me sadness at a 6. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Switch. 1, 2, 3. Laugh. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Switch. Still laughter. 1, 2, sadness. 3, 4, anger. 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch. Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben, acht, 4, 8, 9, 9. Zine. Switch. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch back, switch back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. Laughter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Switch back, switch back. Laughter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop, stop. Don't act. I don't want acting. Not that you're not a great actress. I just don't want you to put on sadness at a 2. 1. All right, that's good. Great. Go to white shirt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Step off of the wall. You don't move, Todd. Let her move you. 7, 8. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody over here should still be working. You don't stop working because the gun's down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. 1. Laughter. 6. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. 1, 1. Smiling. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 10, 10, 10. Switch. Switch. Hands behind your back, Alex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Laughter at 5. Nine. Rage at 9. Sadness at 1. 0. Switch. Your color is blue. You're at a 1. 1. Blue meaning sadness. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Anger at 6. Anger at 7. Anger at 9. Let go, Alex. 9. 9. 9. 1. Laughter. Switch. All the way down, Todd. All the way down. 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 You guys had time, so you should already be in a space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it to an 8. 8. Bring it to an 8. Laughter. Sadness. Same number. 8. Switch. Skylar, how old are you? How old? How old? How old? How old? You're at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hands up. Switch. Laughter at a 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 5, 6. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Laughter at a 5. Sadness at a 1. Sadness at a 10. Switch. Let's go. We got to move. We got to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Nice. Go somewhere. 6. 6. 7. Rage. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. Switch. 1. 10. 5. 5. 5. Switch. Switch. Good, Lord. Can we get a camera here for the people that's online? Join, turn this way. And then join. Switch. 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 Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very good. Switch. 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 Very good. Switch. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it to a 1. Switch. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. Yeah, let it go. 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 1, 1, 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3. Head back. Your quiet moments are actually your strongest moments. You don't have to do much. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, 3. Switch back. Switch. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Find laughter in there. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Find laughter. Find laughter. Rage is easy. Very good. Switch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. Use your voice. 7, 8, 8. Go somewhere. 9. Good. Good. Real quick before we welcome in our guest, Denisha. That's somebody. That's somebody. Can be whoever you want it to be. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Six. Seven. Eight. Nine. 10. 11. 12. 7. Laughter. 8. Sadness. At a 1. Find a way to get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rage. 7, 8, 9. Stop. Very good. We got more work to do, but our guest has arrived. Everybody give it up for the one and only Michael Ealy. Find your space. Find your space. Find a space to find your space.
Thank you so much.
Just find a space. Find a space. So as you heard, they were doing a lot of emotional work to break through blocks. Some are actors, some are entrepreneurs, but they're here to, as I am, to all learn from your journey in order to continue on the path of their destiny. So you impacted me so much. I mean, being on set and, just watching you over the years, I mean, what better person to come than you? So the floor is yours. I'm going to find my seat, okay? Excuse me, brother. All right. I'll be walking around with the mic when y'all have questions.
What's up, y'all? Well, where should we start? The beginning. You want to start with, like, the first time I thought about this as like as a life? All right. Going back. I was 19 years old. Let me go back further. I was 14 when I saw Mo Better Blues. And I don't know how young you all are, but I'm quite old. And so I was 14 when Mo Better Blues came out. And if you haven't seen that movie, by all means, please watch it. It's Spike Lee in his prime. And what I saw when I saw that first film was us, well lit, well written, well dressed, sexy, educated, swag for days, just like, I mean, I thought I wanted to be a jazz musician after watching that a little bit, you know. But I remember thinking, this is so beautiful. This is something that, you know, I wonder if I could do at some point. But I didn't necessarily make any moves to make it happen. Cut to 19 in college, and I'm finishing up my sophomore year. And prior summer, so after my freshman year of college, two of my best friends made a movie on what was back then 8mm video, and nothing was digital back then. And I saw the movie and I thought to myself, I could do better than the lead guy did, and I'm not even an actor. And the lead guy was a really good friend of mine, musician, could play like 7, 10 instruments, and he was just having fun. And what I saw was, nah, you gotta bring more to it. You gotta do, you know. And again, I had never even tried acting really at this time. I think I had done like maybe a church play or two, but I had no experience, especially on camera, and I thought I could do a better job. And the following summer, which was summer after my sophomore year, they were shooting another movie, and I had told them the year before that I would be in their next movie. And they were like, cool, right? These are guys who watch, I mean, we literally grew up across the street from each other, and it was like, you? Like it was just so foreign to them. And then they were like, well, you're gonna have to audition. And I was like, for who? And they were like, for us, we're gonna hold auditions. And I was like, but who's gonna show up? Like, who do y'all know that are actors, like, it's gonna show up? Is this a casting call or something? And I don't know if any of you are aware of Robert Townsend's classic, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. Okay, well, some of y'all there. So in many ways, the audition room, when I did walk in, was like a parody of that, right? So you got like cats I grew up with who was just like this, sitting there going, a whole lot of mugging and stuff, and just like, it was just sheer comedy. And I'll never forget it because it was so funny. But I went in, I got the audition. I went in, I must have nailed it because they were like, you got the job. And I was like, y'all ain't paying. This ain't a job. It's a project, exactly. So I was like, all right. And during that process, And maybe some of you can relate to this. I had never felt anything so fulfilling in my life. And it was, a movie that we never finished. We shot, three of us were in college. I was at Maryland, my man Seeth was at Morehouse, and Darren was at Chapel Hill. And this is before, like, the internet in a lot of ways. This was like they emailed the script back to each other at the beginning days of email. And so there was no FaceTiming and Zooming and things of that nature. It was just, this is what I got as far as the script, this is what I got as far as the script. And I read it and I was like, yeah. And we filmed about 3/4 of the movie, and I'll never forget it. I was sitting in between takes, I was between setups actually. I sat outside in the street that I grew up on. Literally, my house was right there, and my boy's house was right here. And I sat out there on the street, and I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to follow this path. This is the only thing that I'm passionate about right now in my life. And prior to that experience, architecture was my jam. Like, that was all I cared about. Design, architecture, structural things. So it's kind of interesting that my brain went to a different creative place. But I realized at 19 that I'm going to give this a shot. So I go back to college. I say, okay, what do I had no major at this point because I tricked off my first 2 years of college, really. I did. And so I go back and I realize that writing was something I was good at in high school. So I became an English major, and I got really passionate about that particular major, as concentration African American studies. I said, okay, my plan B is Cornell West. That's going to be my plan B. And I was like, all right. And then shortly thereafter, they decided to go to film school, and one of them was trying to go to NYU film school, so they wanted to make a short. We made a short. It got him into NYU film school, and that was, again, a process where I just felt at home. And so, and then, I was doing exercises. I remember doing exercises. One of my boys would, write, a small treatment on, a index card. And I'd have to look at it, and maybe you could play with this, but I had to look at it and then play that scene. And I didn't know what improv was. I was literally just like, okay. You know what I mean? It was like some sort of transformation. Scene, you know what I mean? And it just went from there. So, and those kind of exercises, I'd grab a pack of cigarettes, start smoking, start drinking in the middle of the fucking scene, and it was like, and I was like, at a certain point I was wondering if I just wanted a cigarette, or, you know what I mean, did I just want a drink, and it just wasn't even in the card, you know what I mean? It was just an excuse to go there. But those were the early days of exploration and no hang-ups and no worries and nobody's looking at you differently and all that other stuff. It was just, there was no Black Twitter, right? There was no shade room. There was no way to be scrutinized, if you will. So it was a safe place, like you have here. And sure enough, I graduated right before. Oh, this is a good one. Anybody have fear of auditioning? All right. All right. So in the schedule of classes at University of Maryland was an Acting 101 class that I avoided for 3 years because it said audition required. And it wasn't until my final semester, and I had already shot 2 movies at this point, that I was like, I think I could do it. I think I could do it now. And it turns out that that fear caused me to waste time. Because when I got to the meeting with the teacher who was going to teach the class, it was just that. That was the audition. Sit down, talk to me, tell me why you want to act. It wasn't you have to do Macbeth, Act 3. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't that. So it was like, oh, damn, I wasted so much time. And so I jumped into this class, and I did everything that I could, and it was my final semester. I was trying to graduate. It was like 26 credits or something like that. And I was like busy as I could be, but at the same time, this was the most appealing thing I was doing. I do a scene for my final piece of that class from a play called Frankie and Johnny and the Claire de Lune. They made a movie with Al Pacino and Michelle Pfeiffer based on this play. And I did this, and in that process of doing this 2-person scene, I said, I'm going to New York. I just thought that LA wasn't it, and I wanted to jump into the theater. And I knew New York was the place to go for that. So I was like, I'm going to New York. I got to figure this out. I ain't had no money. I ain't have good credit. So how was this going to happen? Well, like I said, my boy got into NYU, so we decided to move there together and get a place. So in July of 1996, we went up to New York, stayed with a friend of his from Morehouse, and just kind of found a place to live. And at that point, I had to call the parents because, like I said, I didn't have good credit. So we needed a co-signer on an apartment. At this point, my parents don't know I want to be an actor. My parents don't know I'm moving to New York. My parents are so proud because I just graduated from college, something they didn't get a chance to do. So I was like, Mom, Dad, I got to tell you something, and I need a favor. Yeah. I got this dream, I got this passion, and I want to pursue it. Wow. They heard me out. They have passed. They heard me out and said, we just gonna pray for you. They said, yes, we will co-sign and we're gonna pray for you. I said, you did what we asked you to do, so we're gonna support you. They didn't say they were gonna pay my rent. They didn't say that. They said we would co-sign. In case some shit fall off, we'll cover a month or 2 till you get back on your feet. Okay. I hit New York. My boy's first student film. Comes home one day, he's like, look, you want to be in my first movie? 'Cause I'm just bussing tables. I'm not even waiting tables. I am cleaning up tables and washing dishes and things. He says, you want to be in my film? I'm like, yeah, cool. What do you need me to do? Okay, I need you to be a rapist in Central Park. Talk about I'm gonna get you sucker. I'm like, I've known you since I was 7. He's like, you want the part? It's a job. No, nigga, it's not. It's not. It's a project. I say, okay. All right. So I'll never forget this. I went to set, if you will, with him and his cronies from NYU. And at NYU Film School, they make everybody take like a position. So even though you're studying directing or whatever, you got to be a DP, you got to be a gaffer, so they rotate for each other. And so I'm hanging around all his film buddies, and I'm thinking, maybe one of them will get me a job too, you know what I mean? Not a project, but a job. And so I'm doing this thing, and the scene is I'm supposed to like rape this girl, and then she grabs a rock and hits me over the head and kills me. Far we have come. And then I'm like, okay. And so it happens, and I remember it was freezing cold, and I'm laying on the cold ground, and all I'm thinking is, do I really want to do this? And here's where it gets interesting. I wasn't in New York doing what I wanted to do. I was so worried about making rent. I was so worried about all of the things, like the bills I had to pay and just adjusting to New York and everything, that I would come home angry and mad, and I just wasn't happy. And one day, my brother, who said to me, "What's wrong?" I said, just not. This is, fuck, man. This ain't me. And he was like, yo, what'd you come here for? What have you done? And in that moment, I realized I had done nothing. Do you guys still have Backstage? I don't know if you have Backstage. Is Backstage like probably digital or an app or something right now? Back then, it was an actual newspaper. It was an actual newspaper, and he was like, have you even looked in Backstage for an acting school? Have you done anything other than my movie, right? And I was like, nah. And he was like, well, that's why you mad. Go do what you came to do. I go in the Backstage, I find an audition. I go down to the Lower East Side of New York. I wait in line. It had to be 378 people, maybe more. And I wait in line 2.5, 3 hours to go into a room and absolutely suck. Only to walk out of that room like, thank you all. It's on. I literally walk out of the building. I see there's still some more people in line. I start skipping. Because it started. That was step one. Thank you. I knew I was not getting this job, and this was a real job. I knew I wasn't going to get this part, but I had done some work. I had done something to move this whole thing forward. And in that moment, I said, there's nothing that's going to stop me now. And I went back into Backstage and found a really good school and a couple good schools, and I audited a couple schools, and I ended up going to the one that I read about first, and I audited first. And it was there that I learned all of the fundamentals. I got to do so much theater. And I implore all of you, please do some theater. If you haven't already, there is nothing. It's our medium. It's our medium. Every night, you are in control. No one can cut it. No one can edit it. No one can color correct it. If you sick, it's going to be there. It is what it is. You make the best out of every single performance, and you get something different from each and every audience. And there is no greater training ground than that, if you ask me. That live experience, night after night, and just, you learn so much. And it's live. Like, that thing starts, it doesn't end until it's over. Mistakes happen, and what do? What you can't do is say, oh, let me start that over one more time. Hold up, man, hold up. There ain't gonna be none of that, right? You gotta keep going. Somebody jumps a line, somebody could jump a page. You gotta be like this. Oh, all right. Phew. I'm supposed to have this prop now. So, you know what I mean? You gotta make it up. And nothing can prepare you better than live theater, than nothing. Nothing. It is, I did all the scene study and all this stuff, movement, all these things. I remember on my way here, I started thinking about the journey, interestingly enough. And one of the plays I remember doing was this play about Vietnam. And I remember on day 1 and day 2 and day 3, all we rehearsed was just like movement. Just movement. And it was like, and it was funny because the director of the play was actually a casting director on a soap called Guiding Light back then. And so, you remember that one? And so every actor was like this. I'll be in the play. I'll definitely be in the play. Because everybody thought they were getting a day hustle on Guiding Light or something like that. And I remember just doing movement and all of these wonderful exercises, and it was just like, again, it takes you out of your realm, your everyday realm of what you're doing, and the subway, and the this, and the that, and life, and stress, and whatever, and you just be a fucking tree. Some wind, no wind, squirrel eating your leaves, what you gonna do? Like, all of these things just help prepare you for the next step. And then the play was about like these characters in Vietnam, and it's like the guys were these soldiers, and it was a bit sexist, but the women were the elements, right? So it's like the women's were the wind, they were the rain, they were the, it's just like, it was crazy. They were the terrain, so they grab your foot and you sink down, and like you had to play all these beats, and it was just live every single night, and it was incredible. And it was experiences like that that basically, teach you how to persevere and basically, in a lot of ways, kind of weed out those who really ain't ready. I remember one of my first acting teachers said, listen, if you have a plan B, you're not going to make your plan A. If you have a plan B, you will not make your plan A. And it was that simple. And I was like this, damn, I got a plan B like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I totally got a plan B. Damn. So I thought to myself, like, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but I'm just gonna keep pursuing plan A. And, again, I had a fallback. And he also told me this. Now I'm gonna share this with you. Keep it, don't keep it, it's up to you. He said, give yourself 7 years to see progress. That doesn't mean you made it. That means you've seen growth and progress. Why? Shakespeare, 7 years to get published. 7 years. I saw progress in 2 years. I knew that was it. I saw enough progress in 2 years. Hadn't gotten a job yet. But I saw enough growth and progress in 2 years to know. And then I saw a bunch of people who were like booking national commercials, and it was tough because, you know, those cats had money. You know, those cats had money. They didn't have to work in the restaurant, and you're like, damn. And then back then, you saw cats who also was getting on shows like Law and Order, NYPD Blue, and they was thug number 8. And this is another thing I'm gonna tell you right now. You gotta make a choice, right? Like, so for me, I chose not to play the ignorant black kid who's outsmarted by the white detectives in the interrogation room. I said, I'd rather make my money waiting tables than do that. And I did make money waiting tables because I wasn't booking, right? Like I wasn't booking because I wasn't willing to do that. And there were, you know, offers that came to be that guy, and I know actors who chose those roles. Some even went so far as to end up on The Wire. I chose not to do that. That was just my choice. I'm not saying you got to do that, but you're asking me about my journey. I chose not to do that, and in my heart of hearts, I think it paid off. I did get to be on Law and Order, which is a rite of passage in New York as an actor, and I got to play like a computer science nerd for the police or something like that. And it was fascinating to watch these like talented theater actors do television. So at the time it was Jesse Martin and what was the one? Jerry Orbach. Your parents probably know who these people are. So I was like, and these guys would come in, I'm sitting on the computer, typing away, trying to say my lines and stuff. And I mean, I waited at least 11 and a half hours to shoot for about 30 minutes in a, what do they call it? Was it? No, the small trailer thing with the like closet-sized trailers. The honey wagon. Honey wagon. I hate the honey wagon. I hated the honey wagon. But that honey wagon on my first day of working Law and Order, I was like, I made it. I could touch the wall. That's how small it was. I could touch the walls. And I remember being like, man, look at my wardrobe. Wow, I got a badge and shit. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, shit. You put that shit on. You be looking in the mirror. There was no cell phone, so you couldn't like take photos and be like this. Y'all, what's up? It wasn't nothing like that. You just looking in the mirror and you was like, just doing that stupid shit because I had 11 and a half hours. And they said, every hour, we're almost there. We're gonna come get you soon. Cool. I'm here, baby. I'm here. And I would go in there, and Jesse and Jerry literally show up. Hey, how you doing? Jesse. Hey, Jerry. How you doing? All right, ready? And it's just boom, 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 boom. It moves so fast. I was like, okay. Da 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 da. You know what I mean? Just doing my part, trying not to fuck this up. And these guys just were so sharp. Boom, boom. Every take, they had it down. Boom, boom, boom. And mind you, they literally went like this. Ready? Wham. These guys had been on stage for years. After every take, they walked off singing Broadway songs. Sorry. Every take, they walked up singing these like Broadway songs. I didn't even know Jerry Orbach could sing like that. And Jesse Martin, I don't know if you know, that brother can blow. He was in the original cast of Rent. He can blow. And so you're like, I'm not talented enough. Oh, man. I got work to do. And so that was the rite of passage that really kind of helped. I did a ton of theater in New York. Like I said, I had no real plan B at that point because I had seen progress. I knew I was going to try and make it happen within 7 years. And I technically made it in 5. Now, that depends on what you call making it and how you define making it. And the only reason why I say I made it in 5 is because after 5 years, I was able to make a living. Okay? I wasn't rich, still not rich, but I was able to make a living. And I was able to continue to work at that point. And it was interesting because there are all these little moments where there was just signs that were saying, keep going, keep going, keep going. And I remember doing a play, lower Tribeca area, close to where my school was actually. And we got a good review from the New York Times and everything. I was the lead of the play. It was my first time being the lead of a play. And these casting directors from ABC came. And they came to see someone else. And they walked away saying, call us. I went in for a meeting. They said, why haven't we seen you? I said, well, I'm asking the same question. But you just saw the play. We know. We should see you more often. How is your representation? Oh, okay, well, I'm with this particular, because I had gotten like a commercial agent at that point, and I was like, I've done a couple nationals and da-da-da-da-da, and they were like, okay, we're going to help you. I'm going to introduce you to a manager. I'm going to introduce you to some agents. You go from there. What's the catch? Like, no one had ever done this for me. Like, I was like, why? And they were like, we need to be seeing more of you. Okay. These women, Marcy, Rosalie, and Janet, took me in like, they're like still to this day what I consider like surrogate mothers. They taught me how to audition. I had learned in school, but what I didn't learn was what they taught me. You don't audition for the scene. You audition for the role. So you have to be able to showcase the entirety of the role within the scene. Now that sounds like, oh, it makes sense. But it's hard to do. Especially when they don't give you the whole script. That's what's happening now. It's nonsense. But you had to learn how to do that, how to incorporate the full range of the character in one audition. And fortunately, the best audition advice I ever got was this, from a commercial class that I took. What is fear? I'm going to ask you guys. I'm going to ask a couple of you. What is fear? Lack of trust. What is fear? The inability to focus on something. What is fear? Say that again. Okay. What is fear? Self-confidence. Good, good. What is fear? Well, that's clinical. Okay. Okay. What is fear? A feeling you have? Yeah, it totally is fear. What is fear? Okay. Will, what's fear? I love that. Lack of preparation. Isn't that good? Changed the whole way I approached auditions. You go in as the answer. I don't need the job. You need me. What I'm about to bring is going to make y'all say, "Psst," send everybody else home. We found him. Lack of preparation. That's the only reason you go in there and go, okay, I think I'm ready. No. It's lack of preparation. Either you didn't have the time, you didn't make the effort, whatever it is. And like Will is saying, if you prepared, there's no reason to be fearful. More than likely, if you don't get the job, it wasn't because your audition sucked. It's because they wanted somebody taller, thinner, whatever. But those reasons don't apply to your audition. So you can go in knowing you're the answer, provided you do the preparation. Remember that. Trust me, it works. I'm going to get to how it works in a second. So that was that. What was I talking about? God, I'm old. New York. I'm still in New York, huh? Okay. Surrogate mothers, right. So they start bringing me in for like ABC shows and stuff, boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, I book a pilot. I go to San Francisco to shoot this pilot, okay? I spend 3 weeks being referred to as Mr. Ealy. I was like, oh, shit. They flew me first class to San Francisco, and I got to sit next to James Earl Jones. Yeah. And I'm like this. What do you say? What do you say? This was James Earl Jones. Brother slept the whole flight. I couldn't pick his brain at all. You know what I mean? I think I finally introduced myself to him at the end of the flight, and he was like, "Nice to meet you." All I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. James Earl Jones knew who I was. Okay, great. Flew me out to San Francisco, first class. Car picks you up, first class, take you to a hotel, first class. Everybody's calling you Mr. Ealy. It's great. Boom, bap. You go shoot this pilot. You kill it. I had to learn piano and everything. I'm busting out piano lessons and stuff. And I'm like killing it. Time to come home. They fly me back home. The driver drops me off at my apartment. So long, Mr. Ealy. Thank you. Thank you. Ah, shit. I gotta take a shower, get on the train, and go to work. And guess what I had to do? Sat at that table. I was waiting tables at this point. So, would you like some rice and peas with that? Yeah, man, go ahead. Yeah. Okay. The humility. I have never looked at myself as greater than anyone for this very reason, because it is ingrained in my mind that you cannot let that treatment that somebody else is paying for define where you are in your career. If I'm still coming back to the restaurant and I still got to ask you if you want rice and peas with the jerk chicken and a rum punch, I worked at a Jamaican spot, then you know you ain't arrived. So you were Mr. Ealy for 3 weeks. this was dope. This was fly. You made a couple dollars. Did you make enough to stop this? No. Not after taxes, not before taxes. You didn't make enough to stop this. And I was like, step two. Step two. So then it became, okay, what is it going to take to try and keep working, to try and keep doing? And I kept hitting the rooms in New York and all this other stuff. And so I had kind of reached a ceiling in New York where I had worked with the likes of Joel Schumacher and other people. And I went out to LA for about 3 weeks just to pound the pavement and see what it would be like. I stayed on my boy's girlfriend at the time, her couch. And in that moment, in those 3 weeks, I got one of my boys, phenomenal actor named Russell Hornsby. I don't know how many of you know him. You know Russell, right? Phenomenal actor. Russell told me about an audition for a movie called Barbershop. I was like, no, I ain't heard of this shit. And he was like, all right, so tell your people to try and get you an audition. I was like, okay. So I called my manager, who just happened to have worked with the casting director on a previous film. So he was like, all right, I'll make a call. They got me what's known as a pre-read. You know what a pre-read is, right? So you go in and you read with the casting associate. Not the casting director, the casting associate. And she reads before you go to any next level. So she reads with me, and I read 3 different parts. And I say, okay. And she's like this. Okay. Is there any way you can come back tomorrow and read for the director? I'm like, yes. What time? Okay. I got 3 days before I go back to New York. So I'm about to go to Miami for a wedding, actually. Then back to New York. My trip is almost over. I come back the next day. I read for the director. I read the first scene. He says, thank you. I'm like, I got 2 more scenes that I have prepared because I was told to read all 3 scenes. He says, okay, cool. So I read the other 2 scenes. All he says to me, nice choices. Really nice. Okay. I'm skipping again. I'm skipping again. And from the time that I left that building in Venice and walked to my rental car, I said, I'm moving here. I'm moving here. You know why? Because at that time, here is where you could be in the room. Here is where you could be in the room. Now, mind you, the first time I got that pilot for ABC, the interesting thing was, I don't know if any of you ever tested for a pilot, but I don't know if they still do it this way or not, but you had to do a test, which means they put you in a room full of executives. And a lot of times this intimidates people. You talk about being afraid of an audition, right? It feels like that, but it's a lot more people. And they all sit there like, because they're looking at people. Now, you've already signed your contract. You're in. But it's voided if you don't get the job, right? So you go in, and they were like, all right, so it's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking because it's just a room with a bunch of people, and it's like a little auditorium, but it's like this. I'm like, so it's like a black box theater. And they're like this. Oh, I never thought about it that way. Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, sure. I'm like this. Let's go. Let's go. Go in, kill the audition. Everything prepares you for what you're going to encounter. Everything. So don't be afraid to do that shit. Even if it doesn't feel comfortable. And then if it doesn't feel comfortable, ask yourself why you're not comfortable doing it. Have you taken all the steps? Have you done the preparation? So then, I audition for Barbershop. I make the decision. to move here, I rent an apartment sight unseen because a friend of mine lived in the building. I took that shit. Basically, I was a LA resident, I think 12 days after making that decision. I didn't waste any time. I left my job in New York. I didn't have a job here. I had a couple grand that I had made, and I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. Because I got a chance to be in the room and do what I'm doing right here. And that cannot be duplicated. At that time, it couldn't be duplicated in New York unless the director came to New York. That's the way it was back then. And nobody had iPhones, and nobody was putting themselves on tape back then. So you had to be in the room. And you would you'd be in the room in New York, you make your tape, and they'd send it to LA, and if the casting director in New York, you didn't notice, but they would only send the tapes they thought would work. So you could record, suck, and they'd be like, thanks for coming in, and it would never even make it to LA. Never make it to LA. So I was like, okay, in here I got a chance to be in the room. I don't know if I'm gonna get this job. I don't know if I'm gonna get this job. And sure enough, I didn't get the job. I moved out here, didn't get the job. I'm driving down Sunset Boulevard a week and a half after moving out here. I went to the carpet store. I needed to buy a carpet for my apartment that I saw sight unseen. So that I rented sight unseen. So I bought a carpet, and I'm driving down Sunset, and I start having what I now refer to as a panic attack because I had never had one. I couldn't fucking breathe. I'm driving, I pull over, and I had to stop. And what it was I was looking at all these billboards. These billboards, I see Ali, Will Smith, Ocean's 11, George Clooney. See all these like mega leading men stars. And I was like, what have I done? I left the comfort I had in New York where I was at the top of the food fucking chain. I had known every casting director, and I had worked with people, and I had relationships and all that good stuff. And now I'm out here. I know 2 people. 2. I know 2 people out here, and I am about to start my fucking career out here in film and television. And I can't breathe. I start praying, I find peace, I get over it. I say, okay, let the work begin. I get a call back the next day. Get a call back for barbershop. I go back in 2 more times for that movie. And before I get that movie, I find out that I got a pilot for HBO called Baseball Wives that I had done a callback for the day before I moved to LA. Steve Buscemi was directing, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I got this. So I had to go to Miami to shoot this pilot. And while I'm in Miami, I get the call from the director, Tim Story. You want to come do barbershop with us? What? Are you like, I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. So before I left Miami, I found out I got barbershop. I leave Miami, I go home, I start rehearsing with Cube and Cedric and everybody. And then we go on Christmas break, and then January comes, and I'm off to Chicago. I'm in Chicago shooting barbershop. At the end of that shoot, there's a Cube and smoking weed story in there somewhere, but I'm not gonna get into it. At the end of that shoot, I get the call that the pilot's been picked up. I'm like, you got to be my, what? I made it. This is it. Finished shooting barbershop, crickets. Because this pilot doesn't start till July. So from like March 1st to like July, I had no job. And nobody was hiring because barbershop hadn't come out. So nobody knew. It was like, you could tell them you're in barbershop. They were like, so? What is barbershop? So I was back in New York working on a student film that was then converted into a feature, which eventually, 2-3 years later, won the LA Film Festival. But that film, I just was in New York, basically doing theater on screen, because it was a whole lot of improv. I was playing a kid with bipolar disorder, and it was just nuts. And it was me and Andre Royo just stealing shots throughout New York. And I was like, wow, like if I don't work again, I'm gonna run out of money. So then barbershop screenings start happening out here, and then the buzz starts happening. And before the movie even comes out, I get an audition for Too Fast, Too Furious with John Singleton directing. And I wanted the role that Ludacris had. And, you know, I didn't know Ludacris was going to get that role, so I thought it was available to me. And when they told me it wasn't, they were going to go with somebody else, I said, well, I don't want to read. I don't want to come in. And then the producer, Neil Moritz, said, tell him to come to my office. Big lesson I learned right there. I go into his office. He convinces me to do the movie. I'm like, all right, I do the movie. And on that set, I meet Ludacris, who is incredible and still in the franchise. Let's just put it out there. He's still in the franchise. So when I say I wanted that role, I didn't know it was going to go 10 movies deep, but my instincts were right. That being said, barbershop comes out, my whole life changes. My whole life changes. But right before it comes out, this is the beauty of things. My parents came out, my birthday's in August. My parents came out, their birthdays are in August. They came out, and they, on their way from the airport, they see billboards of me. 9 months after my panic attack, I'm on billboards throughout Los Angeles. 9 months. I'm on billboards and in movie theaters, you know, in the coming soon, and I'm getting calls from all over the country of people seeing me, and my whole life changed. And I remember being like, what was I worried about? Not that I had made it, or I wasn't done, but it was like, God, I spent so much time worrying. I did. But if you just put your head down and do the work, it can happen. It really can happen. That being said, I do barbershop, I do Too Fast, Too Furious, and I mean, I guess in a lot of ways the rest is history, but I will tell you this one last part. I know, how we doing on time? We're on time? We okay? I get a call about Their Eyes Were Watching God. Now, I read this book in college. I bought the book for every female in my family because I thought this book was it's okay. I thought this book was absolutely incredible and a must read. They want me to come in. I'm like, nah, T-Cake don't look like me at all. Like, I know T-Cake's description. That ain't me. You know what I mean? That ain't me. I was like, there's no way I'm going to get this part at the time. Charles King was my agent at the time. Exactly. I say to Charles, I'm not going to wait. It's Oprah. It's Halle Berry. I'm like, I give it to somebody. I'm not going to do it. I love the book. It means too much to me. He was like, well, can I ask him if you have a shot? And he was like, I was like, yeah, go ahead and ask him, but they're not going to want to see me. I'm the antithesis of TK. Like, I am not him. So, sure enough, he calls them, and they're like, he has a chance. I'm like, they better mean it, man, because it wasn't like I had leverage. You know what I mean? This wasn't arrogance. It was, I want this role so bad because the character in the book was fucking incredible. And I was like, I want this role so bad. I don't want my heart broken. I can't handle that. I can't, because I really, really want to do this. I go into the audition. This is going to bring it all full circle, I promise. Then you guys can stretch your backs. Will got y'all sitting on concrete out here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all young, you can handle it. Hold it. Hold it. Imagine yourself sitting on the couch. It's called acting, damn it. Their eyes were watching God audition. I go in after like weeks of preparation. I go in. The director, Darnell Martin. I read the first line. She says, "Stop." I have never been cut off so soon in an audition in my life. I'm like this. Uh-huh. What is it? You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, what could you be asking me after the first line? She was like, "You look young enough. Don't play it." Okay. Can I continue? Sure. I do it again. I get about halfway through the first page. Stop. Whew. She gives me another note. I say, okay. I start again. I get almost to that end of the first page, and then she's like, "Stop." She gives me another note. I said, okay. I'm thinking of saying, "Jesus, take the wheel," but I know right now it's me that just needs to get my shit together. So I'm like, I'm listening carefully now, and I'm like, okay. I said, "Do you mind if I have a minute?" And she's like, "Sure, take a minute. Go outside." I go out into the hallway. This is Robbie Reed casting, by the way. Salute to Robbie Reed. And I realize while I'm standing out there, this is rehearsal. You feel me? It's not an audition anymore. I'm the answer. We're rehearsing. We're rehearsing, man. They ain't gonna give you the note if they don't care. They're not gonna stop you if they don't see it. So listen and get it right, make the right adjustments. Now we're seeing if you can take the note, if you can adjust, if you can find where I'm trying to go with it as a director. I bet. Come back in, start slaying the scenes. I walk away. I'm in Buffalo? Yeah, I think I'm in Buffalo. Workshopping a play about Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston. Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston were writing a book together. And there was a bit of a romance there, which was interesting. I get the call. You got their eyes were watching God. I'm so emotional in this moment because I'm playing Langston Hughes, you know, opposite Zora Neale Hurston, who wrote the book that I just got the job for. Won't he do it? I mean, yeah. So you guys get the point in terms of like rehearsal, fear, lack of preparation. All these things will help you move forward and take the necessary steps to get to where you want to be. And if I can leave you with any bits of advice, because it's a different business now than it was when I got into it. So my advice now, in addition to doing as much theater as you possibly can, take charge. And some of you guys are doing this just because social media and things of that nature. But take charge of your career sooner, before you even think you're ready. If you don't think you're ready to take charge of your career, take charge of your career. Do you know what I mean when I say that? What? No, you don't mean. Okay, guys. Make your own stuff. Make your own projects. Make your own jobs. Work with each other. Help each other out. Show up for each other. The community can do it as a collective. But if everybody's crabs in a barrel, divide and conquer has worked on a number on us for years. Don't let that happen. Work together, create your own stuff, and help each other. Now, did you want to do questions? I just got to be honest with you. I didn't know what I was doing when I came here, by the way. Okay, good. That's what I figured.
You're a part of the space, and
Yeah,
it just goes how you feel.
It just came out. So that's a magical thing right there. It's a magical thing.
So maybe we just take just a few. Questions. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'll come here first.
Everybody want to stand up real quick?
Yeah.
Shake it off.
You gotta want it. You can't sit on the concrete. You don't want to be here.
Hi, I just want to say, quiet in the room. I just want to say that I've watched your work growing up, and I'm really, really inspired and grateful that you took the opportunity to come here. But my question is, how have you successfully stretched yourself as an actor and avoided a plateau, both artistically and professionally? Because what you've done in your career is admirable, and it's something that both Black actors and non-Black actors can look at and say, "Wow, like you have made it." So yeah, just any advice.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. You remember when I said that I wouldn't take the kid in the interrogation room roles? So after Barbershop, I got a bunch of roles that look like Ricky. Mm-hmm. And you literally see the description of the character, Tim's, baggy jeans. I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the idea that typecasting, I mean, it just kind of clicked immediately. Like for me, it was like, oh, they think I can only do this. So whatever I do next, I got to be able to show them something different. So it was very, very important. Like I remember one of the things I did immediately was this guest star on ER for 3 episodes where I played a college kid who thought he had like a sore throat or something, and turns out it was pneumonia, and he ended up dying and so forth and so on. But it was like, just again, when you get that first job, don't make it your second job.
Yeah.
You understand? Like that's what I'm saying, take control of your career. It will work itself out. You can only stretch yourself. When I got tired of being labeled the rom-com guy, I said, okay, well, I'm gonna produce and star in The Perfect Guy, where I lure you in as a romantic lead, but there's something else going on. And then now I'm like the guy who kills everybody. So it's just a matter of it's just a matter of changing it up. And then again, like I said, working with people. Like when I met Will, like we were working on a low budget independent movie, and I didn't make a lot of money on this movie, but it was the chance to do something that I hadn't been given before,
Yeah.
right? And it was like, not only that, but I got to learn from the filmmaker, and I got to watch, like, Will play brothers with two other guys, and I was jealous of their relationship. You know what I mean? And it was him and Omar. Who was third brother? Oh, yeah, Curtis. Yeah. And so I remember just being like, you have to kind of take control of that, and you have to make it work for you. So that's another reason I'm saying take control of your career. And it doesn't mean you're a diva, and it doesn't mean you won't play a character similar to that one again.
Yeah.
Just not next.
Yeah.
Cool?
That's good. Thank you.
My question is, how did you manage to overcome the panic attack to make things happen, and how did you find the strength to continue and not give up?
I think I put myself in a position where it was sink or swim. You know, I had moved out here, I had signed a year lease, I wasn't going back. And it was like, face your fears or go home. But once you go home, are you going to be able to live with that? And the answer was no. And the answer was, if you moved to New York from Maryland and you were like as comfortable as you could be in the state you grew up in, and you went to college in the state you grew up in, you went to New York for 5 years. And you only left because you saw an opportunity. That wasn't a guarantee, but you saw an opportunity. And it was like, this is what I'm like, you just learn through various steps. And I thought maybe I had made this clear, but maybe I didn't. You learn through various steps to trust your decisions. You know what I mean? You have to learn how to trust those decisions. And sometimes that's harder than most people have ever imagined. And you're right. There's nights when I eat a pint of ice cream thinking I'm a waiter. I'm not an actor. I'm a waiter. But I had to get up the next day and find a monologue. You know what I mean? Find a play to jump in. I did an internship at a theater, you know, to try and be as close as I could to productions. So you can always do more. I say that now, like I need to be doing more. Maybe I'll come to one of these classes. But we can always do more, and you have to make sure that you put yourself in that position. Does that make sense?
It does. And I had another question. As an actor, how did you quickly learn how to play piano?
Well, it's more like you learn how to play a song. You know what I mean? Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm Liberace or Ray Charles, but I did learn to play a song.
Okay.
And then, you know, you kind of learn the fundamentals, and then from there you can kind of learn how to play the song. Okay. So yeah, and thank you. That's a good question.
First, I want to say thank you for coming and spending your time and sharing your story with us. Everything you were describing, well, not everything, but a lot of aspects of your story resonated with me. Cause
what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of, for me, it's kind of like false hope. You know, I've had projects that I thought were just absolutely incredible. And the timing with which it dropped or didn't drop just shattered what my whole idea of what a dream role is. And so I don't know if for me, I'm not saying this is going to work for everybody else. I don't worry about dream roles. I don't dream of dream roles. The dream is to continue on the journey, because it doesn't stop with one great big role. Yeah. It doesn't stop. You ask people who have played that iconic character, everybody want to know what you're going to do next. right?
Yeah.
And the reality is it's hard to have a string of dream roles. So why strive for one? What about your body of work? That's your legacy. Outside of your family, you leaving a body of work. And if you're going to leave that body of work, then you need to focus on what that body of work is. And some roles might be commercial projects that enable you to do passion projects. And I can honestly say that there have been passion projects, there are more passion projects, but dream role, I feel like that's a myth. I think that's a myth, because anybody who has played that dream role and let's say they didn't get the Academy Award or they didn't get any recognition will tell you they didn't see that coming. They thought it was a surefire thing. And the people that did get it, maybe then they realized, oh, this was a dream role. But they didn't know. There's no way to know. No way to know. Thank you.
Thank you. So you mentioned that whenever you prepare for a job, you're supposed to prepare for the. You played Tea Cake. You had read the book. You knew that he went through a range of emotions, but you had a set amount of time to be that. I want to know what your process was.
You guys want to sit down? I'm joking. Okay, so here's where things get interesting. That was 20 years ago.
Okay.
I don't remember.
All good.
But what I can tell you is the story that I did tell you, what it felt like, and the lesson I took from that. I had read the book 3 times at that point. So I was very comfortable with who Tea Cake was and his energy and so forth and so on. But in terms of the preparation, you have to do it. I had the script, and I had to base all of that on the script, not the book, the script. Because we weren't making the book.
Okay.
And that's the distinguishing factor you have to make, is look at what you're making. There's always 3 versions to a film, right? There's the script, there's what you shoot, and then there's what comes out in the edit. Those 3 versions, which one do you have control over?
What comes out there?
Which one do you have control over? None of them.
Okay.
None of them. It's not our medium. So you prepare what's in the script. And you work closely with your director. Now, early on, what I would do, and I give you this advice on your first movie, second movie, third, fourth movie, sit down with your director, go through every single scene and figure out where you are, because you don't shoot it in order. Yeah. And on a major feature film, that can be extremely disorienting, especially when there's a budget behind it and you're holding up production. You don't want to be that person. Yeah. So work with your director and you will know everywhere you are. Again, it goes back to preparation. Yeah. If you go in there prepared, there's nothing, especially on a film set, that's going to scare you. I'll tell you a Terrence Howard story. You'll respect this. You know what I'm talking about? Terrence, can I ask permission to turn the cameras off for this one?
Yes.
I apologize.
Yeah.
I
So,
don't want to be on the
record.
shade room. I don't want to be on the shade room for this one and stuff like that. Can we turn that off? No cameras? Yeah, can we turn it off, please?
same about you, and knowing that you have like a certain worth or, you know, what you bring to the table, like how did you get to that level of certainty about yourself, especially like in your work and in your craft?
I said that in an interview.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. Sounds like something I would say. It sounds like something I say to myself. I didn't know I said it out loud. Life. Life. I lost my father 4 months before I had my son. And I lost my mother 12 months before I had my daughter. And children changed my whole perspective on time and how it's our most precious asset. Because you can't buy more of it. There's nothing you can do. Doesn't matter how much money you have. So people say children change your perspective, and they're right. Having children changed my whole perspective. I definitely have my fair share of fans, and I have my fair share of people that are mad at me for colored girls, and you know,
Yeah.
and, you know, there are people that are worried about my own kids because of for colored girls, which doesn't make any sense. But at the end of the day, my kids help me understand that my worth is not my body of work. That they are my legacy. And that my body of work is just the journey that I'm on. And whether or not people love it doesn't matter. It's not going to make me a better father, a better husband, and leave my kids with a better legacy.
Right.
I look at what my parents left me, and some people that know my parents or know me think, there's some people that know me that don't know my parents have said they did a really good job of raising you. And that to me means more than the approval over a role or anything of that nature.
Right, right.
Sidney Poitier wrote an incredible biography called Measure of a Man. He talked about the same exact thing. It was the approval and the admiration and the respect that his parents were able to find for his fight in this business and what he became and what he made and what he stood for as a man and what he wouldn't do. Oftentimes it's more about what you won't do, right?
Right, yeah.
Because it pays well to do certain things. But what exactly does that do to your soul? And so as long as your soul is intact, I don't think you need approval of anybody.
Amen.
And my
That's
children
good.
taught me that.
Amen. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Y'all can clap better. Give it up for the one and only Michael Ealy. I just want you to meet my wife before you get out of here. You did? You met her? Oh, you saw her? Okay. Oh, okay, cool. All right.
I just want to say to you guys, I don't know, still on? You with the right guy. I have been so impressed. First of all, he's from my hometown. So, there's someone else. He's from the area. All right. From my hometown. And when he came on set, I mean, that was my first time seeing him work. And I had heard from Charles about, you got to see Will, man. Like, you're just going to be blown away. And I remember being like, oh, shit. Oh, whoa. Because I would watch, I was there days I wasn't even working. And I was watching what other people were doing because I cared about the film itself and I wanted to learn as much as I could. And when I tell you this cat put in the work and brought the work, and it was just like you couldn't take your eyes off of him from behind the camera, and let alone once you see the movie, when he's in frame, you're just like, the world has shut down. That is very hard to do with somebody who's in the business and watches everything and is too busy watching something and thinking about all the things that are surrounding that moment and outside of that frame as opposed to what he's doing in that frame. This cat will bring you in. He will draw you in. He understands how the camera works and he's fearless. You can tell his preparation is spot on. Every day. I never saw him slack off. I never saw him wing it. Never saw him wing it. And we just like talked in between like setups, and I was just like, oh, this my dog for life. Like, whether we work together ever again or not, it don't matter. You know what I mean? So when he calls, I'm gonna show up. But that's out of respect for his process, for the man that he is, and everything that he stands for. And the work that he does is just, you know, I'm producing now, so you know I'm gonna come find you. I'm gonna come find you. I'm gonna come find you, big dog. I'm gonna be like, oh, let's get it. And yeah. I mean, I'm always looking to get you back in the fold and do something where you know you the man, and like I said, I'm just like backing you up and being like, yeah, what he said. Y'all are with the right guy. Trust me when I tell you, you with the right guy. He will push you. He will push you. He will share with you what he knows, what he has, what he's seen. You can't get better than that. It can't be better than that. So congratulations to you all. Truly, truly.
Hold on 1 second. What you want to say now?
I just want to say, shh, because they know what I'm about to say. Just want to thank you because I had the same job you had. I made a lot of money serving tables. People used to always say, "You look like that that guy," and I would say, "Michael Ealy." Like, yeah, you look just like him. So thank you. Because they talk about me all the time and say, you look like Michael Ealy, easily not Michael, all that good stuff. I just want to thank you for your good.
All right.
There you go. There we go.
I ain't gonna tell you it, but you know.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. We still gonna do one more exercise before we get out. What time is it, babe?
10:06.
10:06. We used to do this in when I was playing sports. It's called a bull in the ring. So if you can just circle up, it'll be fun. It won't be as dramatic as we done before, but we gonna get this working. Whatever cheer came out, put it back. It'll be real quick.
Don't leave yet.
Okay, so I'm only going to pick 4 people. Quinn in the ring. Denisha, where are you in the ring? And so you both are facing each other, but you're trying to outdo each other. You can pick the emotion. You follow. But you got to move in a circle. That's it. Miss B, jump in. Change the mood. Find somewhere to go. Find somewhere to go. And good night. My wife has this thing that she does before we leave, and she will do her thing, and then we'll close out. And everybody say what up to everybody online.
Oh my gosh. Can you hear me? OMG. What a night. Before we go, this is called activation. And we want to give to you and impart to you, right? I want to give you my strength. I want to give you my wisdom. I want to give you my peace. I want to give you my calm in the midst of chaos. I want to give you my worries. And those are good worries, not fearful worries, but the burdens, the love that I carry for people, the love that I carry for problem solving, the worries and the burdens I carry for the world. I want to give you innovation, creativity, problem solving. I want to give you nurturing. I want to give you the bravery to say help when you need it. I want to give you a spirit of tenacity when you want to give up. I want to give you the ability to be quiet when you want to scream, when you want to cry. I want to give you joy. I want to give you peace. And I want to give you the motivation and the knowing to keep moving forward when everything is saying stop. I give this to you, and you have now been activated. So now we're moving into connection. And the point of connection is to meet somebody. As Michael Ealy said, the power and the strength is in the community. So don't leave here without saying hi, without finding out what someone's working on, and finding out how you guys can connect and build together. So, time to connect.
So those who are online, we just want to say thank you. We give to you. Keep working. We want to see you in person. But the online experience, I hope you went to those places and know that there's no distance. So I'm sure you still felt it. We love you. See you next month.